Well, it's the next day. Great costume change. And today I'm dealing with problems like that. You may not be able to see it very well, but there's a scan line. I don't know what's going on, where that interference is coming from, and it presented itself last night, and I said, screw it, I'll deal with it in the morning. But it seems to be affecting both that screen and this screen. So I'm not completely certain where that's coming from. I've disconnected all the systems and then reconnected them, so I'm wondering if it might just be that screen itself. So I'm going to switch out screens and see if it's just something's wrong with that one. It seemed to work pretty well under Linux, so I'm a little bit stuck. So I'm going to just play with things until something starts to work. So it looks like the interference is still there. I'm really not sure where to go from here. Maybe change out the cable? Or maybe plug the monitor straight into the back of the computer and see if that's what's happening. So that looks good. So that means that possibly the extension cable, well, it's not a possible. It looks like the extension cable is the problem. Okay, so I've been playing with the audio feed, and for some reason I don't have a good right channel, it looks like. I just have radio, so that typically means there's an or disconnected wire in the system, which might mean there's a broken solder, but everything's been soldered, and I'm pretty proud of my soldering, so a little annoyed with that. But looks like channel 5 is a radio, so let's nuts to that. So we're gonna have to break out the soldering iron probably and check everything, make sure everything's working. Annoying. Well, it's a little later, and I've changed out cables and done all kinds of stuff, and come to the conclusion that I've got some kind of weird grounding loop thing. Only because now every single audio output on the main computer, I haven't checked the secondary computer yet, has a 60 cycle hum on it. So I got a weird grounding kind of thing happening. So I need to find a tap and just cut the ground out so I can see if I can figure out where that's coming from. And that still is got scan lines happening to it. It's like a little bar that keeps going brrr, brrr. I'd like to hope that that's not the TV itself breaking, because I mean it actually has an image that, but I don't know, it didn't do this in the other area, now it's doing it. So it's time to go find some tap cubes, drop the grounds. Chasing interference is always fun. However, on the plus side, I now have my connection from here to the master control console figured out. I now have it running through, I think it's channel 10 and 11, let's check. 11 and 12. So radio comes in 11 and 12, and something is pouring out high interference. Well, that's new. Okay, that's coming from radio. It wasn't doing that 10 seconds ago. I have some kind of weird intermittent issue. Okay, back to work. Why chasing ground isolation sucks. So I went to Batman and he got me a couple of little cube tabs. You can see little gray pieces there. And so now the screen doesn't, you can see kind of artifacts, but that's because the computer it took to kind of sucks. But that's all clean and clear, and that's all good now. But now, my monitor over here is going brrr, brrr. So, I've moved the problem from one computer to the next computer, and even maybe just the monitor. So, maybe I just have to ground isolate everything so that nothing is connected to the building ground, because I'm obviously having some kind of a weird problem, because this is, yeah, that's connected into that which is not ground isolated. So anyways, slight progress. So I found in my collection of power strips that power strip, which I have compromised the ground pin on. In other words, I cut it off with a pair of side cuts. Seems I've had this problem before. So that seems to be fixed now. Except, am I seeing interference or am I seeing? It's just, it's hard to tell with that computer a little bit, but because it's so slow, so you get frame problems. But scan line gone. So everything is now ground isolated. Which sounds bad to me for some reason. I don't really know. If you know a reason why it shouldn't be that way, comment below. A little after 4 o'clock, and massive progress. The screens are up, Skype is up, the audio connections for both primary computer and secondary computer are up and tested and sound good. Feeds back so that I can get audio out to Skype, and one bonus, I guess, is a cable with two. So that's all working, and that's all good. And it sounds good, looks good. Even did a Skype test where walked around. So all of that's feeding properly over to master control, and it sounds good and isn't blowing out everything. So a weird little level thing that I haven't quite figured out yet, though. If this master goes higher than right about there, and we might be able to go up to 20 dB. It's just not good on the other end. So we're going to keep those low here. Maybe I don't know, tape them in place. That seems kind of ganky, but that's what I got right now. So there's that. I think I'm going to do my feeds for recording maybe off of here or here. I haven't decided yet. One of those two actually. One of those two, that should be good. But also the headphone amp, small one's in. I'd like to put another one in, but for right now, that's where that's at. So far everything's up. I'm gonna do a little tidying up and a little cleaning up of the cabling so that that's not a mess, as well as this isn't a mess. And then I can put microphones up, and it's done. And it's back together, and it's all about cleaning and positioning and moving things like that table out of here and cleaning up this and just the last little bits. But right now, it's lunchtime. It's 9 o'clock or so, and I am almost done. Minus a couple of connectors. The radio is done. That table's got to get out of here, and little cable management and clean up, but the 99% is done. And I'm pretty sure this is the cleanest master control, well, at least this section of master control has ever been. So that's the new radio. Got to get some chairs and little bits here and there. Got to get some 1/8-inch adapters because somehow in the move I lost that. I don't know what happened, but I lost it. But I'm happy. Everything in its place, or place for everything and everything in its place. Got kind of a dead corner here. Got some shelving that needs to go up for support equipment and amps and all that jazz. So there's still work that can be done, but if we wanted to, we could broadcast right now. So that makes me happy, and I am going home. Night.